Good morning, this is Jackie from the Stitchin Post, and this morning our instruction video is going to be on how to create the covers for these little notebooks. We have made kits. There's 6 different ones, and each kit, they're kind of in the order here that starts with, there's a red one, there's a green one, a craft color, a blue, a saffron, and black. And in those kits, you get 2 books, 2 composition books. They're mini composition books. So you get 2 of those. You get 2 pieces of the Kraft-Tex, and this is Kraft-Tex. It is a product that is paper fiber combined. It's the same, if you have Levi jeans and the little label that goes on the back of the jeans, that's what this is in all these pretty colors, so it can be washed. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. This is simple, great to do with kids, and I'm going to actually do a step-by-step tutorial on this. And this is your directions. If you get the kit, this is the directions you get with it. I've already pre-cut all the Kraft-Tex to fit the little composition books. So those are cut 9 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So that's what this is. Now, to get started, it's a little warpy here. That's kind of how it comes out of the bag. It's because it's been pre-washed. So I want to get it as flat as I can. So with a hot iron and water, I'm going to spray this down, and then I'm just going to press it. Don't worry, it's not really going to discolor it for a sec there, but that color will come right back. Okay, flip it over, do the same thing. It's easier to do it at the beginning here than after you get everything on it. Okay, see, nice and flat. Woohoo, a little warm, but that's all right. Now we're going to get ready to make the inside where the little flaps are here for the book to go inside, okay? That you measure over 1 1/4 inches. And you can just mark this with a pin because it shows up. Don't worry, you're not going to see it. 1 1/4 inches. All right. Now, I fold it out so I can see that line. Press that. To the other side. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back towards me and fold it again. This is so you're covering up that line in there. Okay, I've already got that crease there. Okay, now if you want, you can actually press this and that'll help a little bit. Okay, then fold it in half. Press it down. Okay. And this is the outside of your book. That's the inside of your book, okay? Makes sense? Like so. Open, close. Now we're going to decorate the outside. And because I have this crease here, I know where the space is I'm working with, right here. Now, so also in the kit, you get fabric. And then the fabrics that are on these little book covers, that's the fabric that you get. What you aren't receiving in the kit is the little additive at the bottom. If you can add buttons, you can add really cool things. These are little trinkets there, little trinket here. That's a little, I don't know, I think it's a little snowflake. You could probably find this stuff sitting around your house. Oh yes, here's some ideas here. Buttons are great, love the buttons. So you're gonna take your fabric, and this fabric is cut 2 1/2 inches by 4 inches. And it's gonna go on here like so. But I like to ravel the little edges. And if you look on this little book, you can see where the edges are all raveled. Just gives it a little finished look to it. It's kind of cool, okay? So I actually have some raveled already. So there's before it's raveled. And to ravel it, all you do is just you gotta pull those little threads. Valori, this is her favorite technique. She loves this. And just ravel it until till you're happy with it, till you're satisfied. Okay, so get rid of those. That's already done. I've also taken the little square piece here, which is this one, and I've raveled the edges on that. And I'll probably put it on here something like this. Now, you can do whatever you want. This is just what I did for the samples for the kids. It was a quick, easy way to do this. Okay, so these are ready. Now, on your sewing machine, we're actually going to sew this down and use a matching thread. The thread, I use a thread that matches the outside. See, I'm using purple. so it matches the Kraft-Tex. Yay. Okay, open up your flap because you don't want to sew that down. All right. Ooh, she's coming around. See my cheat sheets. Okay. All right. You can start anywhere on this. And if you can sew with your needle in a down position, do that. So around, and this does not have to be straight. This could actually be, there we go. You can make it real wonky. It's a piece of art, doesn't matter. This is one of the reasons it's great for kids, because if they can't sew straight, that's all right. And everybody I know is getting one of these in their sock this year. Come down that, do a little back tack. Okay, pull it off. Use my trusty Kai scissors, cut that off. You can go back and trim this up later if you want. I just trim as I go. Okay, now, the little square piece I have right here, I'm just gonna pop it right on here. Same thing, I am just going to top stitch it down. You know, you can also, we're using fabric because we're a fabric store, but you can also use paper on the covers, which is great because there's some wonderful scrapbook paper out there. Oh, and if you really want to get crazy with this, you could go around this a few times and just make your stitches off. Back tack. Okay, see what I did there? It's not straight, but it looks pretty cool. Clip all that away. You're not going to see this. Your book's going to be covering it up, so it'll be all right. Okay, now we're going to sew the flaps down. So tuck them under. Take no more than 1/8 of an inch seam on this. I start at the end, go for it a few stitches, back tack, and then all the way across. Make sure this is tucked under when you get down here. Back tack here. Run it off. And then do the other side. Same exact thing. Again, no more than an 1/8. You can even do it smaller than that if you want, because you don't want to. This morning I was putting little wallets, the little notebooks in these that I finished, and one of them my seam was too wide and I couldn't get the book in it. So I trimmed the edge of the book off. Okay, let's cut all these little pieces away. And now we're almost done. This is how fast these things go. They're super fast. Oh, let's pull you out here. Okay, now if you have your iron still on, you can actually fold this over. Oops, I still have more stuff to cut away. Okay, so now I've got all the little pieces trimmed away, all those little pieces of threads. So I'm going to come over here to the iron and press it on the binding right here and get another little crease there, all right? So now it kind of lays pretty flat. Now, you don't have to put anything here, but you can. I want to put a little button because I happen to have some little buttons here. And I like this little pink one. And I'm gonna put it on here. Okay, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can hand sew it down, which I did with this green one here. But let me tell you, I broke 2 needles and darn near killed my thumb doing that. And I thought, okay, there's gotta be a way to glue these on here. So if you get super glue that's gel, has to be gel, you can glue these things down. Epoxy glue will also work too. So I just take my little super glue, and you don't need a whole lot because it is super glue. But get it on there. Try and stay away from the little dots. I made that mistake and it came through. And then just plop it upside down on there and let it sit there for a few minutes, and it's glued on. This one's with super glue. It's on there. Okay. Then this is done. Now I can take the book, open this up. Now I would wait until that's dry, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this anyway. Slide it in. And when I said a little earlier I couldn't get these in here because I sewed this too wide, I just trimmed the edge down. And it was fine. Okay, in we go. There is your finished book. Couple more tips. If you have these awesome buttons like these bees, I put them on these ones here, but it has a shank on the back. Well, you don't want the shank, but this is a plastic button, so you can actually cut that shank right off. Whoa. Now it's flat. You can do that with, don't try that with a metal button because you're gonna, first of all, gonna hurt yourself. But yeah, so you can cut the shanks off all those buttons. It's awesome. So, and I'm sure people have all those cute buttons you bought because you thought they were wonderful. What am I gonna do with them? You can put them on the covers of these. I hope you enjoyed this. And this is something great to do with your kids, your grandkids. Well, with your grandma. She would love that too, or your mother. So she'll think you're fabulous. Thank you and have a really good day.